y'all. It's been a minute. Let me move this. Oh well, this is right here is a little push-up counter. Tune into the stream. Hoodie underscore Desmond. You know what I'm saying? But let me take that off. Oh shit, that's the wrong thing. Which one is it? All right. So I just want to give us a quick story time type shit because I ain't talked about pest control in a minute. I just want to give quick story time. So this shit not gonna end until I'm just done. I got few more stories left and I'm officially done. I believe. So I was working at this one pest control company called Eco Shield, and I worked there for like a month, I think. And it was bad. It was I know, bro. I don't be working places for long, but it was bad. It's bad. Like it's really bad. So I was working there for a month, and then the when I first got the interview and shit like that, and then I was in orientation and shit, they said the schedule was 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday. I was like, okay, cool, that's perfect. I can sleep in later. I mean, I could sleep in later and do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. I did it in orientation. Then I officially started working. But however, my manager above me, I started to realize that he kind of a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? He kind of an asshole. You feel me? So I was starting to realizing that, and I kind of just ignored it. Like I tried to be cool with the dude. I tried. It just didn't go well. First off, let me just tell you about how my first day went. Anyway, like after the orientation shit or whatever you want to call it, my nigga, the nigga died. Yeah, so a dude on my day I had to sign some papers. You know when you sign on board and double twos, all that other bullshit. Then I'm kind of thirsty. We sign all that shit. Um, when you sign all that, a dude ran a red light, hit a dude off a motorcycle, did the dash, and then he crashed into one of their service truck, and then he flipped out of it, skid across the road, and died. You know what I'm saying? So that's how my first day went. But my fucking boss or my mentor, whatever the fuck you want to call that nigga, fuck that nigga, fuck that nigga, bro, fuck him, lame ass nigga. So he he always had an act like he was like I know in different like I'm from the South, bro. I've been in the higher I've been from the South. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the South. Manners is a really, really big thing in the South, especially to people who older than you or who have like a higher rank to you, whatever the fuck it's called. That's how I was taught. That's how I was raised. And that's what I seen. So I give everybody respect. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the workplace. So this nigga like he from New York, so I guess like they automatically got attitudes and aggressive. And that's one thing I just couldn't fuck with him on that because I knew many people from there who just wasn't this disrespectful. And if they was aggressive to it, I kind of just would ignore it. You know what I'm saying? But that's one thing. Like that's why I don't like up north shit because the disrespect is from the north and the south is just two different things. So the nigga just kept disrespecting me. I'll give you an example. Like one time they're trying to see if you can drive a truck. I'm a pest control. I've been doing this for a minute. We're driving the pest control truck, and he tells me to make a right. He just says make a right, and I was like, "Do you want me to make a right up there or in the parking lot?" Because we was approaching. It was two. It was literally like this is into the parking lot, this into the light. The nigga just kept pointing to the right, and then the way he's pointing is like I was like, "All right, bro. I kind of don't like. Where do you want me to like just?" I basically told the nigga like respectfully in the most respectful way possible. Can you tell me which turn to go? Because I'm kind of confused. You're just pointing. You know what I'm saying? Then the nigga was like, bro, just turn to the fucking parking lot. I was like, all right, bro. So I just shut the fuck up and I was just driving. We driving. Then this nigga just starts venting. And you gotta understand, like, I try coming at this nigga respectful, then he come at me disrespectful, then you start venting. So you're trying to tell me whatever the fuck you had going on, you take that shit out on me. So I peeped that, you know what I'm saying? So we're driving and shit. It was like a 2 minute, 5 minute drive. And then he's venting to me and shit, telling me like if you smoke or drink, ooh, and I was like, bro, you ain't gotta worry about none of that shit. I'm kind of over the respectful shit, but I say that respectfully. You know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to inform you, bro. I was like, okay, nigga. And then we're driving. Then I found out how old this nigga. I was like, nigga, you're not that much older than me. You don't have to talk to me like I'm a little kid. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't say that. I was just thinking that to my head. So we drive, we park, and then we get in there. Then I go talk to one of the other dudes. I'm like, hey, bro, like, how you feel about Buddy? And they told me how they felt. And once they told me, I was like, okay, bet I'm not talking to you about that shit. I'm gonna just keep that shit to myself. You know, basically they said this nigga cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? He from New York, so he got an attitude, but you just gotta deal with it. I was like, okay, I'm not talking to you about that shit at all. You know, so I kept it pushing. And literally, what happened? There was something that he did again that was like, oh, so I was a already experienced technician, and I was training somebody. So that's when they basically made me a trainer, if you want to call it that. So I was training a dude, and I was basically telling the dude like everything that I know. I'm gonna just try to tell you. Hopefully, I literally told this nigga while the nigga was standing behind me. I was like, I pretty much know the policies and the procedures and all the other bullshit. I already know how that goes. But if I'm But I was like, but everybody does work differently. You know what I'm saying? So if something's different, I'll switch it up. But I'm just gonna teach you what I know. I taught this nigga everything. I taught that nigga. He. So I showed that nigga everything, right? Then this nigga wanted me to walk up to the customer and let them know the customer know I was done. I was like, okay, cool. That's I've been doing that for so long. That ain't nothing new. So I walked up to the customer and I was talking to the customer, and the nigga kept giving me critiques of how I should talk to them and shit. And it was like, I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I was like, I ain't really tripping. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? You a supervisor, you just training me, okay, type shit. I was like, I bet. So we get to there, and I told him, I was like, okay, cool. I was like, yeah, I've been doing this for a while. Is there any tips you can give me? And he was like, I don't care if you've been doing this for a while. Just listen to what I say to you. I was like, and then right there, when he said that, because mind you, this is damn near the same day. After the dude died, the next day I came in, that all was in the same day. So I was like, yeah, I don't like this nigga. That's the first time I was like, yeah, I don't like this nigga. So I literally kept my distance, but try to still be cool with them. So the dude I was training saw that shit and just laughed and thought that was nothing regular. And I got in the car and I drove off, and then we went to the next house. He followed us to the next house. So I'm talking to the customer, and I walk up to the dude and I was like, is there anything? Because literally I literally, no, it's crazy. I literally did everything the same from the last house just to see if he would say some shit to me. I walk up to the nigga, I was like, hey, bro, is there anything I need to do? He's like, oh, no, that was good. So what I did the first time was correct. You just wanted to be a dickhead about it. Got you. You know what I'm saying? So he leaves. We finish the house. We service the house. He helps us or whatever, service the house. So we get the house done fast. Then we just got a few more houses to do, and then we out that bitch. So we're doing all the houses and shit. And I'm trying to talk to, but I'm trying to let the dude I'm training, like, I don't like this nigga without telling him I don't like this nigga, without him talking. It wasn't coming out the way I wanted to, so I left it alone. Bet, cool. So then I trained that dude for a week. Everything's good. Then the one thing I kept doing is checking in when you get to a house. You're supposed to check in the time and then check out. I kept forgetting to do that because my last house, as soon as you get there, you dip. And I was doing something completely different. But I did that shit for like 3 months. So as soon as you get there, you dip. So I got a habit of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I kept telling that nigga, I was like, bro, that's gonna be the death of me. Like trying to be cool and funny. Like I kept trying to talk to this nigga every single day. I kept trying to talk to this nigga, be cool with him, like on some respectful shit. Like there's no harsh feelings over here, bro. We can be cool. The nigga just kept being fucking disrespectful. So I said, fuck it, I'm not talking to this nigga no more. You know what I'm saying? And that he didn't care. He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? I'm trying to remember. So I didn't check in, right? He pulled up on me every single time I didn't check in. He pulled up on me. Then what he did was majority of the day he followed me to every single house to make sure I checked in. That's too far. That's too far. Because I didn't press a button, you gotta make sure I'm there. Even though they in their system, they have a map. It shows where I am because there's a tracker on the truck. So he knows I'm at the house. He knows I'm at the appointment. He's just mad at me that I didn't check in. So he's micromanaging me. And then he told us that he don't like to do that shit. Well, you're doing it to me, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So then he pulled me to the side, was talking to me. He basically was telling me that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And it seemed like I never done pest control before because a nigga didn't hit the check-in button. You know what I'm saying? So that started making me fucking mad. I started to hate this nigga. You know what I'm saying? He always had some shit to say and he always whined. He always whined. Like complaining and whining is there's nothing wrong with that. I do that shit. But at work, bitch, you whining and complaining about your fucking job. You're a manager, nigga. Shut the fuck up. So then one of the days something happened to where I got bro, this all happened in the span of a month, dog. Maybe a month and a half, maybe. But so one of the days I came in sick. I didn't even come in. I called out sick, and he basically like didn't respond to me until the middle of the day to let me know that I shouldn't have done that. Then what the fuck was I supposed to do, bitch? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. So that happened, and then so he kept like basically catching attitudes and shit like that. And then, bro, what he would do, like he would talk crazy to you on the phone, like crazy as shit. Then I'm driving. Then there was bro. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna give you all the little short story times of why I don't like this nigga. I think by this point you just see why I don't like this nigga. So then, boom, now we're here. I'm chilling at home. Nothing on my schedule popped up. Nothing. Niggas are texting in the group chat we have. Niggas are calling people all kinds of shit. Nobody's picking up my phone call. No one's answering my text messages. Nobody's doing anything. So I thought I had the day off. It becomes like 9, 10, 11 o'clock. And mind you, I thought I had the day off, but I was 100% fully dressed. You know what I'm saying? I believe I was. And he said, well, if you didn't know where to go, you know what city you need to be in. I was like, how do I know what city I need to be in? He said, I put it in the chat. I was like, you never put it in the chat. No one ever told us this. And mind you, when I first got this job, as soon as I passed like these little tests we had to take, they automatically threw you into the field. You know what I'm saying? So there's no training. They didn't train me at all. They just threw you into the field. You feel me? So this nigga never taught me anything. All he did was he basically said like, when you didn't know something, he'd be like, bro, I told you this, bro. And I'd be like, I was never taught this. I was never told this ever. You know what I'm saying? Another example, I said I was gonna bring it up. I'm bringing up. I'm another example. We can only get gas at Racetrack and Quick Trip. I always go to Quick Trip, bro. That's where I'm from. I always go to Quick Trip, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I would go to Quick Trip all the time. Then one time we put up to like a shell or whatever. Then nigga was like, "Ooh, I don't like that." Then nigga was like, bro, why are you there? You can't get gas there. You gotta get gas there somewhere else. I was like, bro, I didn't even know I could do that. He's like, yes, it did. I told you. I was like, bro, you never told me that shit, bro. You never told me that. And he was like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. You just don't listen. You just don't listen. All right, fine. All right, bet. Got you. So he would always like basically do shit like that. So then one day I'm driving. Basically, he basically gave me a schedule, right? So I'm driving to the schedule because they gave me it late as shit. And I'm literally about to make it there on time. Like probably like either 5 minutes early or literally directly on time. So I'm driving there, and then the nigga called me, bro. He calling me, spazzing on me, bro, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, bro. And I was like, hey, bro, I ain't taking all this disrespect lightly, bro. You ain't tell me nothing, bro. You ain't said shit to me about anything, bro. You ain't gotta talk to me like this at all, bro. I'm not gonna take kindly to this disrespect. Then the nigga basically talking to me like, basically saying, well, no, he literally said it. I ain't gonna do nothing, and I'm kind of getting a little big because I'm not about any of that. A nigga gonna tell me, a nigga who don't know me, I try to be cool with you. You don't want to be cool with me. So now you know me. Talking about I'm not about shit. I said, okay, cool. I was like, okay, cool, bro, whatever, bro. And I just kept saying whatever. He was like, you know what, bro, so you want to talk about it? Come to the office. I said, bet. Nigga, I bust the first UE I saw, drove to the motherfucking office. Me and that nigga was yelling in the office. So what he did was he had the customer service manager, fuck that nigga. They had his ass, fuck that nigga. And they had my main boss, fuck that nigga. So I'm spazzing on all of them. I'm literally checking all of them. And the thing about it is, like, I'm sitting there talking to them, and they're basically telling me that I don't listen, I come in late, and all kinds of things. And I was like, okay, bet. Ask that nigga over there, when have I ever came in late? When have I ever came in late? I'm one of the first ones here. Matter of fact, he comes in late. You know what I'm saying? So niggas are like basically trying to tell me like I don't know what I'm talking about. And then these niggas was like, well, he told somebody that before, so he must have told you. How does that logically make sense? So since he told somebody else, that means he must have told me. No, nigga, no. And then I was one of the questions I was going to ask, but they kept cutting me off. I was like, bro, how did my training go? That's what I wanted to ask him. I was like, how did my training go? What did I do as soon as I passed all them quizzes and shit like that? What happened? They was gonna lie. So they kept checking me. They kept cutting me off. So I kept cutting them off. I was like, bro, if you're not gonna let me talk, I'm not gonna let you talk. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to talk over me. And then they thought, since they brought 3 authority figures, that was gonna do something to me. What do you think? First things first, by that point, I was already thinking of quitting because I don't like this nigga. You feel me? So me and this nigga, so we're all going back and forth, and the customer service is Indian nigga, and he kept saying like slick shit like you're good with your words, you know how to talk. It's like basically saying, I don't know, that shit had to be racist. That shit just had to be racist, bro. I don't know what it is. Like if you black and you know how to pronounce your words, that shit just, I don't know, that shit had to be racist. So I'm arguing with this nigga. I'm like, and in my brain, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And I kind of ignored it at the time. So then, bet we keep it pushing. Then this nigga, he leaves. Like this nigga, my manager, I'm not gonna say his name. He just kept talking. He just kept talking and whining and crying. And after a while, I kind of got tired of it. That I just didn't want to talk anymore. I spoke my piece. I have proof and receipts of none of this shit they're saying is true. I got other people who can vouch for me. I'm done. Then these niggas gonna look me in my eyes and said I was the only nigga late that day. The next day I came in, I was not fired. I wanted to be fired. That's why I was yelling at everybody. The next day I came in, there was only 2 techs working that whole entire day. On my team, there's like 8 or 9. But I was the only one who didn't show up. Of course I didn't. You wanna know why? I knew I was the only one who showed up. Before I even got into that argument with that nigga, I called all my teammates to see like where do we go, and all these other niggas was just as confused as me. And the other niggas who was working literally just didn't text in the chat, and half these niggas wasn't in the chat. So I leave and I'm mad as fuck. I leave and I'm looking at Buddy, and this nigga just talking. I was looking at this nigga like, you is so lame. He was like, what you want to do? What you want to do? What you want to do? And the whole entire time, during that time, and when we was arguing in the office, all this nigga kept saying to our boss, such and such name, please do something. Please do something. Please. You just gonna let him talk to me like that? You always let people get away with stuff. You always let people get away with stuff. I found out the next day that my manager is on the break of getting fired. He's terrible at his job. He argues with everybody. He's hard as fuck to work with. Then I found out after I go to another pest control company, this nigga gets fired. And I don't wish that on nobody, but he fucking deserved it. He hated his position, so he took it out on the people he managed. Why would you do that? But you know what I'm saying? Niggas thought he was cool. I never liked the nigga. I fucking hated the nigga. I thought he was a true bitch. True bitch. Man, bro, fuck that nigga. Fuck that nigga. I wanna, bro, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Nigga is like, bro, if that, and when I told one of my homies, bro, he was like, bro, if that was me, I would have checked him. Why? Whatever. But yeah, bro, that was it. Pretty much it. Fuck pest control. Don't do that shit at all. Don't do it unless you want quick money. And I say, if you're gonna do that shit for 1 to 2 years, maybe tops. Shit, fuck around, do 5, and then do something else, bro. Especially if you're in school. Don't do that shit forever, bro. Don't do that shit. That shit not worth it, bro. Niggas, the company makes millions of billions, a gazillion dollars a year, and you get paid $16 an hour. Niggas at Amazon get paid more than you. Niggas at FedEx get paid more than you. Nigga, what I'm doing now is getting paid more than, are exactly the same when they was getting paid. Pest control niggas don't get raises. The only way for you to get a raise is for you to get a sale. Okay, I gotta do 12 to 16 houses a day. Each house takes an hour. And you want me to sit with the customer and talk to them to get a sale. Why can't I just go home? Matter of fact, and then they want to push that shit so much. Hey, you know what makes me, you know what pushed me more? Raises. You know what pushed me more? Off days. That's what pushed me more. Why the fuck am I working 6 days a week, 12, 13 hours a day? 12 to 16 hours. The salesmen lie on you. The managers don't give a fuck about what you got going on because they done it before. All the managers are rude as shit. The manager is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I do that? Then I have to do the grunt work. I have to work 6 days a week so I can work 5 days a week. Fuck pest control, bro. That's how I'm coming. And fuck you too, nigga. I hope he see this shit.